Hello, everybody. Welcome to Elevating Your Life. We're going to elevate today. I am so happy to share my amazing guest with you today. We have with us Robyn Vogel. She is the author of Come Back to Love, A Path to Healing, a fantastic book. It is a she is a trauma-informed psychotherapist, IFS trained clinician, couples specialist, and certified love and intimacy coach who helps individuals and couples heal relational wounds and build emotionally secure, authentic connections. She holds a master's degree in psychotherapy. Robyn integrates internal family systems with advanced training in couples therapy, divorce mediation, EMDR, Tantra informed relational work, Reiki, level 3, I love it, and Access Bars facilitation. She is the creator of the Come Back to Love approach, where she teaches internationally, leads transformational retreats, trains facilitators, and hosts the syndicated radio show Come Back to Love. Oh, I love it. And I love it all. So exciting, Robyn. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Paula. I can tell that you are just living and breathing the come back to love energy.
Oh,
So,
yes, I love it. It's like,
yeah.
oh, just right there, just says does so much. Well,
Yeah.
would you like to maybe share a little of your history and kind of what prompted you to go the path you're on and write this amazing book as well?
Sure, happy to. So I didn't start out on this path, right away. I definitely took some lefts and right turns as we do. At some point, I realized that the losses that I experienced in my life were really informing my own healing journey. And and also contributing to the gifts that I was developing over time as a psychotherapist, as a love and intimacy coach. And my mother died when I was 10 years old. It was a very long time ago now. And yeah, it was really traumatic. I know it's sort of always hard to say that out loud because it's like when people hear that, it's intense. And it was. And it really almost like stopped time for me for almost 20 years, 15 anyway, where I just was kind of frozen and everybody else was growing and developing and having new interests and I was going to school and doing the things I was supposed to do, but I wasn't really maturing until my mid 20s, my late 20s. And once I started really looking at the impact, not only that her illness and her death had on me, but also the way that my family handled it, I became very interested in relationships. And because the relationship with my mother had such an impact on me, as it does for all of us, but of course, for me, the impact of her not being there and also living with her when she was ill for several years. So there was just so many pieces that impacted me. And eventually I had a marriage and a divorce. And I have to be honest, it was my ex-husband, co-parent of our two beautiful children, who said to me one day, you should take this psychotherapy work and apply it to relationships. You're really good at it. You know a lot. We've been through a lot, so you've learned a lot with the process of trying to save the marriage and going through the divorce and really doing it very much together. I was very blessed and lucky to have a partner who wanted to, even though it was hard, to keep moving through the process together. And I looked at him and I was like, I just felt like he was delivering a message to me that I needed to listen to. And in that moment, I just dove in. I started looking at studying mediation and couples therapy and all different aspects, tantra, all the pieces to sort of at that time help couples stay together or separate. Anyway, it just started this whole journey that has evolved over many years now, almost 25 years, that eventually led to the book because I wanted to document and I was started thinking about legacy as I was turning 60 last year.
Hmm. I love it. I love it. And I love something that you say in the book. To welcome resistance when it arises, recognizing it as a sign of transformation and know that that's approaching and don't let fear stop you from turning that page. That's powerful.
Yeah, I think that when we come, I think coming across resistance is so normal because we all have parts that are afraid or, you know, feel protective, and resistance is sort of a normal thing. But some people, they say, well, I'm feeling resistant or I'm feeling stuck, and that's kind of the end of the sentence. And especially through my internal family systems work, the invitation is to embrace all parts. So, and that there's no bad parts, there's no good parts, bad parts, right parts, wrong parts, just parts of ourselves, just different aspects of ourselves. And sometimes we're resistant. And when we actually can embrace the resistance and allow the resistance, it actually moves. It
Yeah.
has the opportunity to move. If we reject that part and we judge that part and we hate that part, we get contracted in our body, we get contracted inside, and then the part is like literally stuck.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So would you say it's kind of like, okay, this is happening to me. No, I'm going to resist it. I'm not. No, I'm not. Yeah, and then you're kind of stuck. You're not moving.
Right. Yeah, the
Where a
resistance.
change is a new path and a new
Yes,
direction.
absolutely. Yeah, it's about softening and allowing these parts of ourselves. I mean, a very simple little example is I was sick last week and I was resisting it because I wanted to do something that felt very important to me. And dear friends were saying, you know, if you just allow it, probably you'll feel better sooner. And it was true. I just went into, I just, had the paradigm shift in that moment. Oh, right. Look at me. I'm resisting it. I'm irritated with this part of myself that's not feeling well. So how about if I just allow it to be so that it can have its expression
Yeah.
and complete?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what triggered you to delve on and write the theme of love? Um, like, what is your understanding? How has your understanding of love changed in your lifetime? What have you gained with that?
Oh, that's a good question. You sort of posed two questions, and the first one, which is great, I love it. The first one is, what made me write about love? And I did an exercise a long time ago. I wrote about it in my book. If you're somebody who is stuck on what is my purpose? Why am I here? How am I contributing to use your words, elevation? Is that part of my contribution while I'm here on the planet? And there's a writing exercise where you put at the top of the page, what is my purpose? And you just write stream of consciousness until you start to cry. And when you start to cry, you stop writing and you've landed right there on your purpose, whatever that is. And so I did that exercise probably in my early 30s. And when I started to write, I'm here to create more love in the world, I started to cry. I paused and I said, okay, this is my journey. I don't know how, I don't know what it looks like yet, but clearly it just aligned and resonated so much. It's just who I am. And so that also, really helped me focus on knowing what I was bringing to other people in the form of workshops, in the form of private work, and now in the form of writing my book. And so one of the things I've learned about love, which I think is something I wish people knew early on, and that we can define love in so many different ways. And there's so many different kinds of love. But one of the things that love is a verb. It's an action. And it can be a choice with a partner, without a partner, with a friend, with the kids, with whoever and whomever is in your life. We can fight. We can, want to be right. We can want to be heard desperately. And all these things that come out very passionately and strong when we're upset or irritated. Or we can actually choose to love in action. The action could be sitting back and relaxing and breathing and listening, but it also could be an actual action, you know, something that will be received by the other person. And once we see that love is a verb, along with many other things that love is, it gives us that choice. It gives us agency over how we apply it to ourselves, because I didn't even mention that piece. The verb love to action ourselves is really the most important piece, you know,
Yes.
how we
And
care for ourselves. Yeah.
and something you mentioned that I love is doing things that we love brings us into the spirit of feeling loved.
Yes. Yes.
A little
Yes.
more about that with
I
us.
talked to a client yesterday. She's been in and out of work with me over many years, and she's had some losses this year. We were catching up yesterday to see where she was at and what she might want to participate in that I'm offering. And she said, I haven't had any fun in a year. And I said, okay, well, doesn't matter where we go, but that is the first order of business. That's the first piece because we need to laugh, we need to enjoy ourselves, we need to have gratitude. Actually, even saying we don't need it. We can live another way. And when we have gratitude and joy and playfulness and fun and laughter, we tend to feel better and have happier lives that are filled with love. Not only do we get more connected with ourselves, but other people are drawn to us because the energy feels good to them.
Yes.
And so she had good reason to say, because of the things that have happened, this has really not been a fun year. And it was like, okay, I don't, whether we do whatever we do together, it doesn't really matter. It's like, what's one thing you can do to feel good? Whatever it is, can be very small. Take a bath, you know.
And I love in your book that you mentioned how gratitude breeds more gratitude. And when we turn up the volume on gratitude, we
Mm.
raise our vibration, and that energy we put in the world comes back with more,
Yes.
and more is given to us to be grateful for.
Yes. I
That
love
is
how you said turn the
powerful.
volume. I always say that. I always say that. Turn the volume up on it.
Because
Feel it
you know,
more.
what we put out there energetically and our thoughts, our words, I mean, it does, it attracts that. And that is so powerful.
Yeah,
And
it
that
really.
can be with things we love. So, and like you mentioned in the book about doing things we love, it brings us into the spirit of feeling love. That's a powerful, powerful message, Robyn.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it really is. I appreciate you saying that and turn the volume up. What I say is turn the volume up. And what I mean by that is open your senses. What are you noticing when you look? What are you hearing? What are you maybe tasting? What are you smelling? All the different aspects of what you have gratitude for. And we know in the world of neuroplasticity that when we turn the volume up by engaging all of our senses, that it actually lands more deeply in the body. And that actually changes and rewires our brain. So somebody who's maybe really oriented towards some depression or even anxiety, we know that when they are able to stop some of it in their tracks and shift to gratitude, and turn the volume up in all the different ways I just described, it actually rewires the brain and it can heal and it does heal. It's a big
So,
part of the work that I do.
isn't that just so fascinating?
It is. It truly is.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. And you, in your book, you talk about divine love. So, what would you say is the difference from basic love and divine love?
Well, divine love is the mother that none of us have ever had. Truly, divine love is unconditional love. And one of the teachers and gurus that I've worked with over the years, he made that distinction a long time ago. He said, there's the mother, there's your mother, and then there's the divine mother. And the divine mother is the mother you don't have on the earth in the earth, on the planet, because that's a personality, and everybody has all the things they came with, the wounding, the history, the trauma, the drama, whatever it was, even if it's small things, big things. We all have things to sort out. That's human. But when we step out of the human and we go into the spiritual and into the divine love or divine mother, now we're looking at this unconditional presence and omnipresent love that we all have access to in every single moment. And for me, that was a really, really big learning because of all the loss around my mother. I didn't know when I was young that there was anything else except for what was right in front of me. And my family certainly did not believe that there was anything else besides what was right in front of you that the eyes could see. Sadly, it's very much a disservice to them, but also to me, because when I started to understand and have spiritual experiences that are sort of indescribable, to be honest, and I started to really get that there's way more out there than just our human, touch and feel bodies. So this divine love we have access to, and we just actually open up to it and invite it in. And it's pretty amazing. I had a very intense, really indescribable experience of divine love with each of my parents present. My father also passed young, died young. So I had this experience where they both came to me, and there aren't any actual English words to describe my experience. I have never ever felt love like that in that moment. I had never felt it, and I've never felt it since. It's really, there aren't words for it, but that was, I have the chills talking about it, the most unbelievable experience of divine love. It just was like pouring over me. It was really miraculous to have that experience.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. So many amazing messages, my energy sister. I love it. I love
Mm,
it. Another something in the book that fascinated me was you share that healing is not about becoming someone new, but returning to who you truly are.
yes.
Tell
Yes,
us
yes.
that.
Staying in the spiritual realm, I believe that we all come in as divine, unconditional, loving beings. And we're influenced in the womb for sure. And we're certainly influenced like womb to age 6, 7, probably more like 6 these days. And it's really, I think it's so interesting that we come in sort of pure love, and then we get sort of washed over with the feelings our mothers had when we were in the womb. We felt as growing babies. Then we've got birth to, let's say, age 6, where we're still really living in the energy of the mother, and we're just absorbing the energy all around us from mother, father, caregiver, guardian, whoever was in your field. And because we're obviously infants and young children, we just start to believe that this is the truth of the world. And so it's sort of like a cosmic joke, isn't it? It's like we absorb all of it. And then we spend the rest of our lives untangling all of it. It's like, come in pure, here's a mess. And then we spend the rest of our lives untangling the mess. And that is,
Mind web.
yeah, it's one way to look at like our human and soul
Yeah,
evolution.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that the fact that we can progress, we can elevate, we can
Mm.
open up that energy. And I mean, it really is fascinating what each of us can do on our own and what's inside us.
Yeah, what we're
You
capable
know,
of.
and that reminds me of something that you share is that healing is not about becoming someone new, it's returning to who we truly are.
Right. So I didn't, right. So thank you for
Yeah,
that piece because
I,
I didn't go back to it. I was sort of describing what
yeah,
happened. But then we spend all the time unraveling to return to an expression of that pure love and that unconditionally loving
Wow.
being. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. It's uh I love it. I love it. And it must be so fascinating for you, Robin, with all that you do for others, your counseling, to, be a part of helping others and changing their lives and opening new perspectives for
Yeah.
all of us.
I love it. And one of the ways I really love doing it is in kind of an intensive format. So I lead a lot of retreats, weekend retreats, week-long retreats. And I really got early on in my professional work that it's such an honor. It's so precious to witness somebody else's transformation. I was working so hard on my own, and it's hard to witness yourself, but that's a skill to learn. But I needed desperately to work on myself. I mean, it was very difficult early on. And then when I got enough space, just enough space to be able to witness other people's transformation, I would just be moved to tears. It's so beautiful to watch. It's such an honor.
I can imagine.
know? It's so
Um,
humbling to have a view into other people's emotional landscape,
yeah.
spiritual growth, healing of trauma.
I
Yeah.
know myself being a Reiki master for 28 years now, what I've witnessed over the years,
Mm,
with helping others. Please share with everybody website, how they can read more about you and sign up for your retreats. And also tell us a bit about your radio show and how they can listen to that.
sure. Thank you. So, Come Back to Love is the name of my business, and it's the name of my website. Very easy. Come Back to Love, all spelled out.com. And there you can, first of all, there you can download the first chapter of my book for free. So you can get a little taste, and then you can purchase Come Back to Love, A Path to Healing on Amazon. That was just published this year by Kohler Books back in February, so a couple months ago. Very exciting for me. Um, and also on my website, you can find, information on retreats. I do a retreat in Costa Rica. I also, this year, I'm teaching at the Omega Institute for Holistic Studies. That's in Rhinebeck, New York, in August. But Costa Rica is one of my dear, dear places, and I'll be there in December. I take a group of about, 14 to 18 people every year. And then my
Sounds
radio.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I love going to beautiful places, and I'll just say, like, Costa Rica, for example, holds the land is doing a lot of the holding. It's like a deeply spiritual place, and it's just to be in Costa Rica is healing. And then we do the work of Come Back to Love on the different levels that we do it together, and people leave feeling like they've come back to the love of themselves that they have been missing for a long time. So
Yeah.
the people that come have usually typically been through a divorce or a separation or a loss or just single and still just can't figure it out. Like
Yeah.
I've done the work, I've read the books, and I'm still single, and we do a lot of deep dive inner work to figure out what's going on and do that healing. Yeah, it's very precious, really beautiful. Um, and then my radio show is on KMET, and it's Thursday mornings, Thursday afternoon, I guess, 1:30 p.m. Pacific, um, live Thursday. That's 4:30 in the East Coast, 1:30 on the West Coast.
I love it. And KMET is such an amazing channel. They
Yes.
are so awesome. We are so blessed to be a part of them. Oh my gosh, they're amazing.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Robin, we have a few minutes left in the show. What last message do you want to give everyone today? What last vision do you want them to think about and take with them today as we say goodbye?
Yeah, thank you, Paula. So there's a mantra that I use in my life and I share with whomever is willing to listen, and that is love no matter what. And it's, and I really mean it, like love no matter what. And it's very easy in our culture, especially, to judge, to have harsh opinions and points of view, to decide for ourselves who doesn't deserve love and who does. And that's not humanity. That's not who we are as spiritual beings. So I call it a steep invitation. And I finish all of my workshops and retreats with this invitation to love no matter what, to send love to people you think don't deserve it, because
Oh,
everybody deserves it. Everybody,
mhm.
everybody, everybody is doing the best that they can. And I know it doesn't seem that way, and that many people would argue with that, but everybody's doing the best they can. Otherwise, they would be doing something else.
Yes.
So,
And
yeah,
when we make judgments and, assume things, many times we don't know what a person's going through. We
right.
don't know what they have behind them.
That's right.
And maybe just, not, you don't have to agree with what they're doing, but sending love can be such a huge thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great message. That's a great
Yeah.
message. Oh my gosh. And I just love, the elevating the gratitude and putting that vibration out there. So
Yes.
I'm just going to celebrate the gratitude of you, Robyn, and all you do for others, and the
Thank you.
gratitude of our audiences and those we can reach. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm just going to give today to just raising that vibration and sharing our gratitude.
Thank you. Me too.
Yeah, yes. We have like 1 minute left. Any last message you want to share?
Hmm.
One last thing.
Besides love no matter what, and everyone's just
Oh,
doing the best they
real
can.
quick. Do you see yourself writing another book? And then,
Yes, I am going
okay,
to write another book for sure. Yes. Yeah. I feel
love
like
it.
this book is like a very broad and deep overview of the methodology of Come Back to Love, and there's so much more to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we are going to be watching for that. And I look forward to when that comes out, Robyn,
Thank you.
being able to share you with my audiences again. It is just a thrill and an honor. And honey, heartfelt thank you for all you're doing for others.
Mm,
And
thank you.
everybody out there with us today, a heartfelt thank you for joining us. Love, hugs, and blessings to everyone.